Folks, welcome again. This is Creative Finance with JB. I got Miss Tracy McMillan today, and we're going to talk about something that's so important: education. Education, building your career, knowing what you're going to do, knowing what's out there to do, and really getting down to it so we can figure out what's our career path, how we're going to make money, how we're going to make a living, what we're going to do out here in this world, because a lot of folks, they might get to a point where they're undecided. They might need somebody to kind of give them a guidance or some type of understanding. I know I needed guidance coming out of high school. You know, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'd seen a whole lot of colleges, but you look at the big ones, like I want to go to Duke, I want to go to North Carolina, but what am I going to do when I get there besides go? So, and spend a lot of money in education where we're not really using it to budget, to think about long term. So we're going to talk about our finances. This is part of financing. This is part of making sure that you're able to not have a whole lot of debt while you're trying to learn what you want to do for it. So without further ado, I'm going to let Ms. McMillan introduce herself, and then we're just going to throw some questions out there at her, because everybody want to know what's going on at Del Tech. So, Mr. McMillan, go ahead and let us know a little bit about what you do at Del Tech.
Well, good evening, everyone. I am Tracy McMillan. I am the program manager at the Stanton campus for youth programs. The division that I work for at Del Tech is the workforce development section. The college is actually, I'm not going to say split because we're still one college, but one area within the college is workforce development. So you get workforce development allows you to get certificates and specialized programs that you may be interested in. It can last anywhere between 3 months to 6 months, as far as you getting that certificate. And you can start working right after that. So, wow. That's the division that I work in. I primarily work with youth. Like right now, I'm preparing for summer camp.
Young folks.
So that's what I do at Delta.
That is wonderful. And we're talking about the summer. We're talking about the work study program. And Tracy, we know a lot of folks out here, they probably kind of, we see our economy, we're struggling right now. Mm-hmm. Jobs, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And our young folks today, they probably need an outlet for what they're going to do with their time. Coming up for the youth this summer.
Mm-hmm. So as far as, with my program, I hire youth counselors. So we start that process like February and March to start getting them ready to come in. And like right now, we'll be planning their orientation. So for my group, they are still in college. And to qualify to be a youth care worker, all you need to be is 18 years old. and you can fill out the application for us. We normally have, like first year college students, they are normally the ones who apply. And it ends up being a really good experience. You do not have to have experience with childcare, or you don't have to be majoring in education. Our youth care workers, they range anywhere from those majoring in IT to nursing. So, working during the summer, they get a chance to experience, a number of different children. They get a chance to have experiences, within the college itself. They get a chance to be teachers, mentors. They have a good time. Well, I'm going to say they have a good time. I don't know if they may agree all the time.
Right.
Because they're the ones in the trenches, from 7:30 until 5:30.
Wow. Wow. That's a long day.
It's a long day. We do work in shifts. So we also have student enrichment coordinators who are the managers who manage our counselors, and then we also have professional teachers who run some of our classes. So depending on what that special class is, like right now I'm offering a soccer camp. So we actually have a qualified teacher who will be running our soccer camp. We have STEM classes, same thing there. We get some of our teachers even from Del Tech volunteer to, hire to teach our students in the summer camp. I don't want to say volunteer. They no one works for free.
And not for free no more.
No, not for free anymore. They would, if they could. They are phenomenal. They are phenomenal.
And how old are the young people that's able to go to these programs? Are they from 6 to 12, or is it an age limit?
Our ages start at 5, and our cutoff is 13.
Okay.
But 5 years old, they must have completed kindergarten. So, and then we go to 13. I attempted last year to go as high from 14 to 17-year-old. Mm-hmm. But the 14 to 17-year-olds, they weren't having it. They were not trying to come together. I think their attitude was like, we've outgrown that, Mom.
Right. And how do y'all have the same programs throughout the summer, every summer, or how will those come about or for that?
No, that's one of the things that I actually start planning camp for 2026 or like say 2025. I started planning in 2024. So as soon as it ends, camp ends in August. I would say maybe by that first or second week of September, we start looking into what other camps we can offer, what is something that's new, exciting, what are the kids interested in. So that planning starts at that point. And every year we try to offer at least 5 or 6 new camps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have some returnees like Messy Science. They all love Messy Science. So, that's always a good one to go back to. Or, we have a lot of art classes that the kids do love participating in, but we always try to come up with something new every year to, just to keep to stay along with the trend of what's going on out in the world with the kids, especially STEM.
STEM. So tell us a little bit about STEM. Hey, Naomi, I just want to say hello to the folks coming on.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about the STEM program. What does that include? Is it they have to have a certain curriculum or something, or a certain age to attend that?
No, we actually make sure that all of our age groups get an opportunity to participate in some form of STEM program in the camp. They tailor it to their age group, that being like Messy Science, and one of the new ones is called Science in Motion. So then we also have vendored out one of our programs to a company called Black Rocket. So that one is also STEM toward my 5 to 7, 8 to 10, and 11 to 13-year-old groups. We want to make sure we include everyone. As far as science is concerned, that's mainly what we're looking at. We're looking at science and art and having them to think, and be creative and have fun at the same time.
Right. That's interesting, to have that science. I liked the science a little bit until, you had to start studying and the formulas and stuff. But I think that is a great thing to have, especially going back to the basics, for young folks. Science was a great course to have, but for them to have this during the summer, it's an excellent opportunity if the kids want to apply. When do they start applying to come, or how does that work?
Far as the campers, those who want to participate, well, we open camp registration up in March. So all that you need to do is going to the Del Tech website under youth programs, and you'll be able to apply for the camp, depending on what your campus is. Make sure you choose which campus you'd like to apply to. because there's times you go online, you take a look at some of the camps, you get excited, and you register for the wrong camp. So that has happened.
Right.
I've worked at this is what my second campus. I was originally hired. I worked in Dover,
Oh,
so
wow.
I was familiar with a couple of the areas in Dover. So I had a parent who registered, and just looking at the address, I'm like, oh, they really do not mean to come to our Stanton campus,
Right.
And so, and giving her that call, it was one of those moments of, oh my God, no, no, no. So I would say definitely make sure you know what campus you're choosing when you go onto the youth programs, because you have Stanton, Wilmington, and you have Dover and Owens.
Oh, Naomi says, this offered in North Carolina? I don't think we yet, Naomi. Not yet. We getting close.
No, not yet.
Stuff and it's amazing, and that's a good program. I mean, even soccer you mentioned that we're gonna offer for the youth as well.
Yeah, we have a couple of sports. We have soccer, we have flag football, and we're offering basketball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you are these like basketball, like a basketball camp or a soccer camp? Is it what's the length of the camp usually?
All of our camps last for 1 week, and they start in the morning. So as soon as the student comes in, they get in like 8:45 in the morning. They get settled, and at 9 o'clock they're led to their particular their chosen camp. And they're there from 9 till 12. And I would say one of the best things about our camp is that we understand the kids do not want to be in that one special camp all day long. They do not. So we have them. They participate in their chosen camp or their specialty from 9 to 12. Then we have lunch. And then from lunch, we have a number of activities for them to participate in. They go outside. We have a game room this year. We have other sports for them to, they'll be doing more outside activities this year. I really made a point of that one. Make them have more outside activities this year. And, we even set up a classroom where they can actually have movies, when they come in. To do that as well. So they have gym, they kind of have the run of the building in the summer.
That is beautiful. That is so nice. And how did this all start? How long have this been going on? Is it been going on forever, that these summer camps for Del Tech? Or
surprisingly, in doing my own little research and talking to some of the old timers at Del Tech, it's been going on for more than 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. I had the pleasure of working with two people who actually were campers at the camp, and they came back to be counselors. So they loved it so much, and that's normally what I hear. We had such a wonderful time that we want to have the kids have that same great time that we had. So we want to pass it along. So, and that's always great to hear. It warms my heart to hear that.
Right. Somebody's coming back and stuff from where they came. And I remember I used to go to camp, but it was 6 weeks. We was away from home. But I mean, it was a good opportunity to learn different things, especially being out and away from home, and which was good. We learned new things, arts and crafts, ceramics. I don't even know if they even do ceramics anymore.
We will be doing, I'm not going to say so much ceramics as we're doing pottery and
right.
We're doing I have this new class called what is that, plaster casting. I'm waiting to see how that's going to work out.
That'd be interesting.
So we do pottery, we're doing plaster, we're doing a couple of little science experiments where things will be fizzing.
The mad science room, huh?
Yeah, mad science, So it's always a joy to hear them in the building and hear them talk about their projects, and and like I said, the new camps, I'm always interested in how the kids their interests and how they participate and what how things are happening in the room. So that kind of tells me, is this a fail or pass?
Yeah.
Will I be bringing this back next year, or will I be starting all over again?
Wow. And do they get to put out surveys so y'all can kind of see, was it a success or they really didn't like it? How do y'all gauge that?
the It's so funny because we get better surveys back from the kids. We do give them surveys, and we give the parents surveys. But as a parent, I'm a parent myself. It's one of those like, oh God, another survey. you know
Right?
but for those who do, they give us positive feedback, and they make great suggestions. But the kids are the ones who really let us know what they like and what they don't like,
Don't.
and they are honest. Okay, I can tell you that.
Totally.
Totally honest. They will tell you if they don't even like an instructor.
Don't hire him again, Tracy.
you
No.
know? We kind of give them their surveys with happy faces and sad faces, and it gets like,
Right. Right.
But most of the time they're very honest on, like they will say they love our cooking classes, because we do have a number of cooking classes,
Oh,
and they
that's
love those. So, we've always gotten positive feedback from our students or our campers. They are, to me, the ones who we really need to please. They're the ones who say, Mom and Dad, I want to come back.
right. Right. And that's so important when we have that. And there's so much you and tell me, is it a cost associated? How do y'all have scholarships or how does that work usually?
There is a cost associated. Our camps cost $269 a week.
Hmm.
We have aftercare at $49 for the week, and that's in the morning and in the afternoon. It's both included. And we do offer scholarships. Scholarships are income based, and it's
Hmm.
first come, first serve.
Oh, that's awesome for it. And folks, if we have some young folks out there, parents listening, I mean, take advantage of this, so our young folks will learn a trade or learn something different out there.
Mhm.
It's so much that we can do for them and kind of get them just off the street, off the block, as we used to say,
Mhm.
and get them to learn these skills. I mean, we used to call cooking home economics,
We
from
won't call it.
and stuff. But it
Now
was a
it's gourmet cooking.
right
We have a gourmet cooking class
gourmet cooking. We can call it that, yes. Oatmeal with blueberries is
with
gourmet
a
to
little
me.
couple, a couple of
Right,
strawberries.
right. But this is a perfect time. I mean, for the parents that even considering if you're thinking about something for your kids. To consider this because I didn't know about it, and I know I had my kids are grown now, but it's some children out there that probably looking for some things to do for activities. For I have 11-year-old, so I know I have a option now for something else he's going to do. He's probably doing lacrosse this year,
Okay.
but to keep them busy and to
Most
keep
definitely.
them active in there for this and everything. And Tracy, do they have to go online to apply? And tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the registration process is on our Deltech website. So, it'll be dtcc.edu. You go there, you look under continuing education, youth programs, and you choose your campus that you'd like to participate in, or go to. We say participate and go to. And from there, the brochure itself pops up. You get a chance to view all the camps at all three of the campuses.
Hmm.
And from there, you register.
Oh, nice.
It's as simple as that. And this year, one of the wonderful things that we are going to have, one of our from the faculty side or academic side of the college, excuse me, they're doing a career
Oh, wow.
class with our campers. So they're coming in and they'll be talking about all the careers and all the different opportunities that Dell Tech actually has for them, when they're older. So let's introduce that to them now. So they'll be taking tours around the building in our dentistry area, our nursing area. They'll be going to what other area I was told? I'm one of my, this not thinking right now, but they will be taking a tour around the building to see that, there are things that we want to start having you think about career-wise. You may
Right.
be 5 or 6, but everybody has a dream.
Right.
Let's
Right.
start planting that dream now. So,
Right. And getting them ready, start getting their minds thinking about that future.
mhm.
To say, man, I do have an opportunity to do something different out here. And, I get to choose my career. I know a lot of our young folks, they really don't have an idea of what to kind of do right now or
Mhm.
what they're going to like. But I encourage y'all, just try the stuff out. Take the time to go to that Dell Tech website so we can just see what they have available for our young folks out here, because it's so much for them to do, so they can start planning for their career. They can start
Mhm.
thinking about what's going to happen after that elementary school and high school, and don't get scared when it's a
Oh no.
college campus, for. And somebody asked, do y'all have field trips too?
This year we are not going on any field trips. We're actually having a number of guests come onto the campus. So this year we will have Jungle John. We will have the Earth Balloon from DCM, Delaware Children's Museum. We have plans for our state of police helicopter to come to the campus. We get visited by the mounted police,
Wow.
the canine unit. So, we have a number of people that will be coming on the campus, but this year we're not going to go on any trips, any field trips.
Okay. Okay. And do y'all do serve lunch every day for the kids as well?
They actually have to bring in their own lunch. We
Okay.
have a cafeteria, and there is a uh, cafe that's available for them to buy lunch. And the gentleman who runs that cafe, he sets up an account for the students, and mom and dad pay. There's an online site; they pay for it. We manage them once they get into the cafeteria, making sure they eat. And that's one a major piece that we do. We do not, because they get so busy talking and chatting,
Right.
making sure that they have their lunch.
Right.
So
Right.
we manage that, but
Wow.
they do have to bring in their own lunch.
They bring their lunch, or they provide. You can pay for your lunch right there, in case
Hmm.
you didn't make it there. So that's an opportunity to, if you wake up late, you can just run on, get ready, and go, and you
Yeah.
still have that for that. And that's awesome for these parents out here, and we're throughout the state, right, Tracy? I mean, if they sign up, if they're in Lower Delaware, Kent County, Newcastle.
The same rules apply. That we have scholarships are offered at all three of the campuses, at the Stanton, the Dover, and the Owens campus. The tuition is the same. We always make sure we stay consistent. The only difference between my campus and the campuses further south, they offer half day. We do not offer half day camps. So all our campuses are a full day, they're a full day program.
Oh,
So camp actually starts, we have before and after care. So
mhm.
before care starts at 7:30 in the morning, and it ends at 9. And then aftercare picks up at 4, and it ends at 5:30.
5:30. Perfect. That is so good to know. I'm gonna get to the hard question. I know people want to
Sure.
know. Like, hey man, I might want to be a counselor. Tracy, can I get in on the game? How does that work?
If you're going to participate in one, you want to be a counselor and work for the summer program, you would do the same. You would go onto the Dell Tech website. You would go under employment, and you would look for either youth care worker, student enrichment coordinator. Well, the education training would be specifically if you have a specialty.
Oh, okay. Okay. And they have to be at least 18. Any
You
kind of
have to
skills
be
that?
18 years old. Yes.
Yeah.
We're definitely looking for more of those who are 18 and finished high school. But if
Mhm.
you're 18 and you're almost there, I will still interview you. Right for this portion of the year, because we start camp actually in 2 weeks. So
Oh,
yeah. So we pretty much, you can go and still apply, because you
yeah.
never know what our enrollment will look like. So
Right. And that's always an opportunity for some young folks. You done graduated. You want to do something for the summer. It's excellent opportunity to kind of see what it is to watch some young folks.
yeah, listen, they have a great time too. I also believe in the counselors having a great time, because if the counselors are happy, they make sure your children are happy.
Happy.
So, and we see that they are at the end of the year, the kids are crying because they don't want their counselors to leave. Counselors are crying because they don't want to leave.
Right.
So we have that beautiful connection and relationship that builds with them. The counselors get to know the behaviors of certain children, so they know how to comfort them, or basically, even how to just simply make them happy when they're missing mom or dad. So they are a wonderful set of young people.
Right. And these are only day camps, folks, where
Yes.
please don't go and drop them off and think you're going to Hawaii or something, because
You will get a call.
on the airplane,
you,
through the airplane mode.
It'll be sending up smoke signals like you left your
Let's
child
go.
behind.
Got something. A piece of luggage is right here waiting for you. For it. So these are day programs that we have, and I'm excited about it because we have so many young folks that look for stuff to do during the summer for it, and we have this initiative that's going on, and we talk about years it's been going on to reach out and find out. And tell us, after the summer they don't have any after school programs for young people, or do y'all provide that as well?
We don't. That's one of my goals
Mm-hmm.
for this year, is to see if we can get some after school programs for our students. Even if it's no more than tutoring or something along those lines. But at this moment, we do not have anything for them for after school.
No, nothing for after school right now,
Nothing for
and
after
that's good.
school.
I think that'd be a good program, for some of our folks that's going into high school or something like that. Do y'all offer leadership training or anything like that?
That would be, we have certain programs in the school. Like that would be something that's offered through the adult education program. They would
Hmm.
have something, job skills training, leadership training, things in that capacity. They would offer that. So that would be offered at our Wilmington campus and our Dover campus. Um, we don't have thinking. I don't believe it's offered at the Stanton, but I definitely know it's offered at Wilmington, it's offered in Dover, and it's offered at Owens, because those are the areas that we do have adult basic education programs.
Hmm. Where's Owens at? I know people like Owens. Where's Owens?
Sussex County.
Downey. So if you're
it,
looking, Owens
it's Owens. That's all the way down in Sussex County near the beach.
near the
So,
beach.
so they're a distance down there.
Right. How is that a big campus? I take that's pretty small campus down there.
I honestly, I think I've been there once. I'm not absolutely certain. I think I came. We had an offsite, but I don't remember going down to our Owens campus. Um, Based off what I'm told,
Hmm.
to be very honest, I hear it's a huge campus. I hear it's a
Oh,
huge, beautiful campus. I know our Dover campus is a huge, beautiful campus. So, based off of, that, what I've heard about our Sussex County campus, it's pretty huge. It's beautiful.
wow. And we want to welcome Commander Little. He just showed up for us, and and everything. But
Good.
yeah, that's good to know that we have something by the beach, folks. I just want to really reach out because I see our young people. They're idle sometimes,
Mhm.
and they need something to do, and we need to promote and let them know that it's something out here. Once you get to 18, do y'all hire 19? Is it a cutoff for the counselors, Tracy, of age?
No, there actually isn't. We, most of the time we just get the um, 18 to 20 something year olds, and they are our youth counselors.
Mhm.
After they graduate college, most of them, that's pretty much it for them. They're out, you know. But like I said, we get certain ones who do come back,
Mhm.
but they start their own careers. At that stage, they have jobs and full time jobs. Um, but yeah, from 18 to, I guess the average age is about 22, 23.
Okay. Okay.
But there's no age restriction on, being a youth care worker. That will be totally up to you. So,
Wow.
and to
That's right.
also add, one of the things, like, you're talking about the kids, young people participating or coming to Dell Tech. Dell Tech Workforce Development offers a number of different programs that they might be interested in. And like I said, these programs last from 3 months to 6 months. Getting a certificate, and you're out, out in the work field. And we have the SEED program. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with SEED,
Mhm.
that will cover the cost of you being there and cover the cost of you taking any classes at Dell Tech. And all they have to do is be a Delaware resident and have a 2.0 GPA.
Wow. So tell us a little more about that seed program, because I know I heard about it a lot, and people, I don't want to go to that little school with that seed thing. But I thought it was a program where, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, where they get their basic studies, and long as they within a certain criteria. Is that how that works?
Well, it SEED will covers both the academic and now workforce development side. So on the credit side, they need a 2.5, and they need to have graduated from a Delaware high school.
Okay.
Matter of fact, both of them, you need they have be a Delaware resident and graduated from Delaware high school. It's just that on the academic side, you need a 2.5 coming out of high school. For workforce development, you just need a 2.0.
Oh, okay.
And C will cover. Dell Tech has reconfigured their program where you can, that seed covers you for 2 years, and you actually can complete your degree or get a certificate
Right.
without spending a dime. So,
Right.
why not, give it a shot and sign up and see, or look on the website and see if there's something you're interested in.
Yeah, which is so important and everything. College is expensive, folks.
Yes, it is.
It's a huge endeavor that we go into when we start off. And some colleges 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 a year for depending where you go. But we have a seed program here in Delaware that gives you the start that you probably need, the 2 years, as Tracy was saying. And then after that, if you feel you want to go on, you can keep going on,
Mm-hmm.
DSU or whatever it might be, wherever you might want to go. But you have the basic curriculum here to start here. And that workforce program, Tracy, I think that's so important to
Oh yeah.
kind of expand on, that, it's a program. A lot of folks, they go to school and they don't have that work type of development that you need when you get out there in the workforce, because you need that understanding. So tell us a little bit about that workforce development program that
Well,
y'all offer.
Well, workforce development, like I said, it's a certificate program. You get a certificate in anywhere from HVAC, CNA, nurse practice. What is it? Yeah, I think it's nurse practitioner. Nope, I don't. I'm saying it wrong. I know I'm saying it wrong. um, but nursing programs also that are offered. What is that? What is a seat technician?
Yeah.
Um, construction. There are a number of different programs that you can participate in Dell Tech under the workforce development program. Heavy equipment operation. That's the one that's offered down in our Middletown at our Middletown site. Then we also have our ITC Center, which is our Newcastle site that also does job training. That's where they do construction, they do HVAC training, they do manufacturing, all those, and welding. Welding is a big area that people tend to not look into, but well, you become a welder, you can make big money, that welding degree or that welding certificate.
Absolutely. CNA on steroids.
Steroids, yeah. Our CNA program is awesome.
And we have somebody that said, I think Commander Lowe said that his daughter attended that program, under that program, and which is great to know. It's a great program that we have for it. And Del Tech, don't overlook that, because these trades are so important now, with the HVAC, construction, all the stuff out here in our healthcare field. It's growing. And we always see the need for healthcare professionals out here to make it happen. So we wanna take into consideration Del Tech when we looking at those alternatives to going to the big school, because not everybody's made for the big school. I thought I was, but I know I wasn't. But it comes for that. Somebody asked a question about the camp too, Tracy. Tell us about if they need a sponsorship or a scholarship. Do they just go online and apply for one, or how does that work?
Yes, you do. Everything concerning our camps are online. So once you go online and you register, on the website itself, there is a application for the scholarship. So you would complete that application, submit the required documentation, along with submitting the application for your camps. So let me say that again. When you submit that application, submit your camp application along with it, because what happens is the time that I'm spending giving you a call to find out what camps you want to put your child into, that somebody else now can take your spot.
And somebody else needs that.
And somebody else, can move right in. And so now I got to tell you, oh, I'm sorry, you may have submitted it, in June. However,
right.
It took me till July to give you a call to get your camps in, and now that camp opportunity is no longer available. So submit them with, along with your application.
And do they provide transportation for the children coming to the camps, or they have to get there?
Yeah, mom and dad do have to drop you and pick you up. We do make sure that we have the availability for you to put emergency contacts or someone else, if you need someone else to pick up your child or drop your child off. We do have that on the application as well, for you to notify us who will be responsible for your child for drop off and pick up. Okay. And one of the secure things that we definitely do when you come to pick your child up, we will ask you for identification. So please have that handy when you come to pick up your child.
Right. Identification, protect your child.
Yes.
To make sure that somebody pick up the right child.
Yeah. I'd rather have a parent angry with me because I would not turn your child over to you because you didn't have ID. You have ID. I cannot do that, and we will not do that. That's one of the things that I make sure I train my youth care workers in, and my SECs. They know, you can, be angry, but this is what we need because we're protecting your child. You wouldn't want us to, just, frivolously hand your baby over to someone else. So, no. So identification is needed.
Is it too late for them to sign up now, or can they still sign up online, or is it?
Yes, we have plenty of camps available. Our camps run from June 9th all the way to the last week of, not the last week, oh my gosh, till August 11th. So we have 10 weeks of camp. And like I said, each week is a different set of activities.
Right. And that's awesome, folks. If you know young folks out there looking for something to do, tell them to go to the Del Tech website, sign up so the kid can learn a trade, have some type of activity, have some type of sports that they can do. Because we really want to get our young folks out here just off the street, not doing nothing, idle minds and stuff, and keeping them busy. And knowing that we have this in all three counties makes it even better for them to be out there to do something. We know some children out there trying to figure out they can't afford it or can't do it. Work with the sponsorship, fill it out, see what you qualify for. It never hurts to figure that out. As we talk, you might have to bring lunch. You can get a cafeteria lunch there, but we want to help our folks get out here. If we have some young folks that just graduated from high school, probably it's too late this year, but still apply. Give Tracy that opportunity to fill that application out, because if you're probably in the waiting stage of not knowing what you're going to do this year after high school, fill it out for next year. So you can be on the list of counselors that can be out there to help, because we really need to help get our young folks out here and learning trades. I think that's one of the biggest things that we kind of put behind us in years is learning the trade. Everything was college and everything, or, go to the military, but learning a trade gets you HVAC. It costs a lot for somebody to come and do HVAC at your house.
Exactly. It costs. It really does. Being an electrician, we do that, these are, it doesn't seem like a lot, but they learn, and these are the same people that's coming to your home
for it and stuff, and it's amazing. And I want to do a shout out right now to this weekend's Memorial Day weekend, but we have the NAB Vets event going on for anybody looking to do something this weekend, happening Thursday through Sunday. We're going to be at the Leacourt Center Friday through Sunday. Come out, it's free. Bring the young folks. Look at our military professionals out here as they traveling from all over, and they were just like young people at one time, but they joined the military. They're learning a trade through the military, which is another thing. But I want to invite everybody out to the Leacourt Center this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so they can come out and check out those events. And meet some of our military folks that come through. And Tracy, maybe one year we can invite some of our military folks just to come by the campus in the summer.
That would be great.
Yeah. And kind of talk and set up some good conversation with y'all through NAVETS. We always out here want to help in the community, want to promote and stuff for that. But I wanted to put that out there right quick, but we still need to get our folks that's out there on the streets having idle minds to get back and look at some of these programs, look at some of these trades, see what they can really learn. Cooking's a trade. We got a lot of
great culinary program.
Right. And we have we see restaurants closing down. We see so many things happening now because we don't have the people and we don't have the workers here to fill those positions. And, Del Tech is offering so much, it's our local community college, but we have a lot for our folks out here to look forward to in any campus that we go to. But Tracy, if you had to say, what's the biggest trade that people like to sign up for? I mean, is it a favorite?
Honestly, I don't really know. I know because I had the pleasure of working at our ITC center. Okay. So the one there that it was a combination of welding and HVAC. And the program that I participated in at the time was called Pathways. So I worked with high school students. Oh, wow. And these high school students came into our manufacturing program, our HVAC programs. And when they graduated high school, not only did they graduate with diplomas, they graduated with certifications. Right. And these guys went on to, get hired at companies making more money than me, and I trained them. So it's phenomenal to have them go, and they still have that Pathways program. So for me at that time, I would say it was a tie between welding and HVAC.
HVAC.
Right now, the one that, and I think it's because I'm probably just in it more,
Right.
is the healthcare, field. We
Mhm.
have a number of healthcare programs, that's being offered at our Stanton campus. So that's the one that I hear a lot about. And the name of the program is Patient Tech. I knew sooner or later it'll come to me. It's a patient tech
uh,
program, and so we have CNA, patient tech. These are the main ones that I'm hearing a lot about, and people are signing up a lot for.
yeah, and patient tech is wonderful to get in there to attend and learn about. I want to say the healthcare field.
Yes.
We're working in that field, and we've seen it that it's so much of a need at Christiana Hospital, Bay
Mm-hmm.
Health, or where it can go forward. So I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that HVAC. I know contractors that would love somebody that know HVAC
Yeah.
to go out there and service, and even welding, and all those um, trades is good to know. And it's so good to know that we have it. Somebody asked, are there any restrictions for the camps, Tracy, that you know of that we need to mention attending them? For do they have to be vaccinated? Do we check all
Yes.
of that stuff? Okay.
We do. They do need to provide us a current vaccination report
Oh,
for all the students before the child can start camp. So we do that. That's pretty much the main thing we need. We need that vaccination report. We need your child to be at least it's completed kindergarten for my 5-year-old. Uh, um, Potty trained. Let me say.
I was gonna say that, Tracy. I was gonna leave that to you though.
Yeah, they need to be potty trained. Our I think our Owens campus, some of them they make a point to have that out there because they take
Right,
younger kids.
right.
I'm 5 and they go 4, so yeah, they go a little younger
Active
than we
duty.
do. So one of the big things we do say is potty training. But yes, they do need to have their updated on their shots.
Right, right, and that's good. You make sure you vaccinated. And Naomi, we coming down to North Carolina. I don't know what you say. You know, we might have Del Tech hyphen North Carolina in
I know
Delaware.
Deltec
Yeah,
slash Delaware, North Carolina version.
right. Well, we coming down south a little bit for it. And folks, you heard it. I mean, 5 years old. Potty trained. I mean, full time potty trained.
Full time
Oh
partner.
boy.
You need to be self sufficient in the program. That's
Boy.
mainly it. Self sufficient. You need to be able to go to the bathroom on your own because
Right.
again, part of one of the things that we do to keep our children safe is important. When they go to the bathroom, they go on their own. We stand there. We make sure no one goes in the bathroom while they're in there. But we protect them as best we possibly can, and that's why we do need them to be potty trained and be able to handle things pretty much by themselves when
Right.
they go into that bathroom.
Right. Right. Do they have to be COVID tested?
No,
No. No.
no. I believe even during COVID, they did not test them. And if there were signs, we kind of like mom, dad, they weren't feeling well.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
we did not stray off in that area of trying to be the COVID police. That was not
Right.
our job. Was not.
Yeah. So, folks, you see right now we have a wonderful opportunity for our young folks, and we have these programs available, and we don't want to limit Del Tech for their schooling programs to their 2-year degrees. For folks out there that probably is not that engaged and kind of scared of college or feel they're not ready, this is time to try it out. We have the seed program we mentioned about
Mhm.
that we was talking about. I would encourage the parents that if they have a child like on the fence for college, but they want to try. I mean, see if we can get in the seed program
Mhm.
for it, to give it a shot and see what it's like.
Yeah.
Get introduced into the college level. It's more independence. Um, it's more accountability on
Mm.
self to make it. But we have an opportunity not to invest a whole lot, because we understand one thing: our children come out of college with a lot of debt, and that debt hurts us from purchasing homes, going out
Yes.
there, finding affordable living, to where they have these huge college bills that they have to pay, and that's not a good way to budget or finance our money for. But it's a we have an opportunity here to have a program with a scholarship grant. How do we call it, Tracy?
It's a scholarship.
It's a scholarship
Yes.
that we can get to learn a trade, and you know, it's so much we're doing out here, and we just want to promote it out and let your neighbors know, or you see some young folks out there. We was at a men's group, and we was talking about just getting our young men out and doing something out in the community, if it's just learning to mow grass or something, because we know that sometimes they become idle, they don't know what to do, and
Hmm.
trouble just happens. As a young person, we all got in trouble. We all did stuff out of
Yeah.
line, but we just needed guidance here. Del Tech might have that guidance for you if you're 18 years old and you're thinking about learning how to be leadership, and you're a counselor, you're going to be a leader, to watch the younger folks come up and, be a big brother, be a big sister out there for them. And that's what's so amazing about this that we have. And we don't want it to go unnoticed for it, because we always hear the bad stuff
Yeah.
about our kids.
About our children, yeah. And
Yes.
they're great. Like I said, my young people, 18 to 20 something, phenomenal. They like I said, form relationships with these young guys, and I have tears at the end of the year.
Right.
And I was honestly surprised by it. We can't even get them out the door. They're holding on to the counselor, and mom and dad are like, you got to go. So,
Yeah.
that says a lot. It really does speak a lot about the investment they put in to their job.
Yeah, and coming out and seeing all of that stuff happening is amazing. We need to share those, have videos of those moments
Hmm.
that we can show, that pass around in the neighborhoods for it and everything. And if folks, what if somebody wants to sponsor a kid, Tracy? Is that possible? How would they, are they able to do that?
Yeah, sure. It's never a problem. What if they want to sponsor a child? They just come in and let us know that what child they'd like to have registered, and you just cover the expense of it.
Mm,
That would just be it. It's not a problem. Call up, give us. We never
right,
say no to money. So
right,
you know,
right.
however you'd like to cover the expense, you can do so.
Yeah, for it. And as we said, Naomi, we are a village. We're out there
Oh
and we want to
yes.
support our children. So anybody know that, you might know a child or somebody that might want to go, they can't afford it, or, for some reason, go ahead and be able to go up to one of the campuses and let them know they can sponsor. Naomi, you're at the Stanton campus um, for this.
Are you talking to me?
Yes,
Oh
you're,
yeah. Yeah,
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 you're
yes. I'm sorry. Yes, I mean I'm at the Stanton campus.
so,
So yeah, so if anyone like I said, you can always give me a call.
mhm,
And or either you can email me,
mhm.
but I would say definitely strongly suggest you just go on the website and take a look and see what camps you'll be interested in. Everything is right there.
Right. And y'all see Tracy's number going 302-453-3721. Let her know that, hey, I'm trying to get ready for the program. I'm having some difficulties online. Maybe she can guide you through that for it, so we can make sure that we have a fun packed camp. We can have a great time to see our young folks out there doing something great and learning something new. for it. I'm excited that we have programs like this because
Yes.
it gives us the opportunity to get away
Hmm.
and meet new friends, meet new folks, and build relationships with those folks. For somebody you might meet down the road, and they might be your buddy. A counselor might be your big brother.
Hmm.
For it to where,
Very true. It's very
yeah,
true.
where you can go and have that conversation with them, and you can just talk, and you can tell them some of them things. My mom and dad getting on my nerves, and they can share those sides about, yeah, mine did too, but man, I didn't want that beaten.
Yeah. And it's so funny because when you overhear the young ones having conversations in the cafeteria, it kind of goes along that way.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but
You know.
I tell you, my little ones that he's like, I don't want no beating. I don't want to be beaten.
Yeah. I
I
only get
want
a
to be
spanking when I
punished.
don't
Yeah,
do.
right. And that's good, but it's always a perfect opportunity for everybody to enjoy the to build those relationships for it and stuff, and we can stop the violence and
Yes.
start putting the energy into something that's useful for our young folks, even those 18 to 20-year-olds, if they're looking for a time to mentor somebody and kind
Hmm.
of get away. This would be a good time, to see that you have somebody younger coming up that needs to have a little development. Maybe your father wasn't there, and you see some things that you would have loved to do if when you have a child, and that's a time to mentor and kind of have that conversation
Hmm.
with those folks and talk about it. Del Tech is a wonderful campus. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Tracy. I know that's a lot of work building those
Oh yeah, yeah.
programs,
It's gonna
and
be busy every day.
it takes time. And some
Yeah.
folks might want to offer suggestions for programs that they might want to see and talk to Tracy
Oh
about.
yeah. Well, please.
Um,
Well, they're all welcome. All ideas are welcome.
yeah,
So.
and for it and get there. Tracy, I done had a great time, and learning about Del Tech and all the programs and our audience out there. But it's always the opportunity to share this information, share the wealth, share the resources that we have. As I tell folks every week, it's about resources, building those relationships that extend all through Delaware and can help someone for it. So as y'all see, Tracy's number going across the screen, 302-453-3721, or send her an email at tracy.mcmillan@dtcc.edu. As you can send her a message, let her know about the programs, let her know what we're working on, let her know that, hey, you might want to be a counselor, you might want to do something to support what she's doing out there for our communities, and go from there. But Miss McMillan, if you got any last words for us, you can go
I
ahead.
want to say it's been a pleasure. Honestly, I enjoyed I enjoyed my time with all of you.
Yeah, boy. It's been a great one, for it. We're always excited to have it. But Del Tech summer program, work program, even the seed program,
Mhm.
the community college is a way to find out where you want to be. And starting out young people off, we said earlier, starting them off at a young age is the best thing we can do
Yes.
for them
Yes.
and give them that education they need to build on their future
Most
for
definitely.
the long haul. Folks,
Mhm.
I had a great time. This creative financing with JB. I mean, I love y'all attendance. Thank y'all for coming on. Look forward to seeing you next week. But thank Tracy again for spending some
Thank
time with us.
you. Thank you.
We always gonna share this information on YouTube or Facebook later down the line if y'all still trying to figure it out. But give us a call and we'll make it happen. Y'all have a great evening and thanks for attending.